Overview of useful software update for the period from 1 to March 9, 2019. Free Office Suite LibreOffice updated to version 6.2.1. This is a decent software package for working with different documents, spreadsheets, presentations, and other files that many are used to create and open the package of Microsoft Office. Before installation, you will naturally be able to choose the components that you need, or you can install this package by default on your system, and all documents will be immediately open it. I hope if you decide to download the LibreOffice, will not be a regret. In this package you will be able to install Writer. This is an analog Word. Work in it quite comfortably. Everything is quite clear and simple. You can open documents in different formats. In general, try it for yourself. I think will be dismantled safely. You can also put in a calc system, is an analog of Excel. Create a spreadsheet as easily. You can create your own formula, ready to edit the table, and so on. There are Impress. It is an excellent analog of a PowerPoint. Adding the material can simply transferring them to the main window, apply effects, and so on. Base program can substitute the Access. Nothing special to tell you anything, it is not necessary, but a vector editing draw you can replace Adobe Illustrator, CorelDRAW and other developments. Math Tool is a good formula editor. VueScan scanning utility is updated to version June 9, 1934. If you have a scanner and you are not satisfied with the standard of its interface, then you should download VueScan, as the developers promise more functional stuffing in your hands will be a large number of additional features, all of which will depend on the specific model of your scanner. If you believe the authors of the program, they argue that the standard scanner driver is not able to meet the needs of a large number of users, and applying VueScan you can activate the hidden features of your model. After starting you can flexibly adjust the entire image processing, and advanced color correction. It is possible to batch scanning. You can choose the maximum color depth and format of the stored files. Powerful antivirus Malwarebytes Anti-Malware Premium updated to version 3.7.1.2839. If you want to find a tool whose purpose is the destruction of various malicious software from your computer, then we can try Malwarebytes Anti-Malware with our project To the Full News. The authors of this utility have become famous in their time, such as the developments about Buster, Rogue Remover and some others, now offer this reliable tool for the identification and subsequent removal of all pests from your system. Malwarebytes Anti-Malware is the module responsible for scanning Windows in real time, so your system is protected around the clock. It's certainly a big plus, as some utility work only after you have activated the scanning process. Just talking about the scan, then Malwarebytes Anti-Malware is able to do, and it's in the manual mode. You mark the letters of interest to hard drives and after waiting for completion of the process, which, by the way, you can completely control. You can additionally use the members of the utilities, some of which allow you to manually search for the pests, while others, such as can update the database of the program. Others will help you configure a fully automatic verification process at the right time. That is, the scheduler is present. It is very convenient. Malwarebytes Anti-Malware has several scanning modes. You can fully test all the corners in the system, and you can check the only folders that may contain malicious programs most often. Pololi Renea overclocking utility MSI Afterburner graphics card is updated to version 4.6.0 final. Here is the latest version of the proprietary utility of the MSI well-known company. It is based on a fairly sought-after RivaTuner's engine, but if you compare the functionality of the tool and its interface, you will receive the average product between EVGA Precision and accordingly RivaTuner. The program has an advanced mode, which includes support for the cards from AMD Radeon, and you can adjust the GPU voltage. Of course, this also applies to video memory. The utility is capable of fully automatic track switching between 3D and 2D, with the MSI Afterburner allows the user to use profiles, so you can quickly switch between them, without having to manually change settings each time, which of course can be called a big plus. The popular BitTorrent client uTorrent upgraded is to version 3.5.5 build 45146. It's very small, but perhaps the most famous program for work with no less popular network called BitTorrent. The client runs on Windows operating system. From the official site, you can download version, for example for Mac OS X, version for mobile devices. Of course, once it is worth noting the big plus of the program, it is very small and functional. It can be said that the program consumes almost no system resources, and understand it can each user. According to Wikipedia, the number of client users in the last month amounted to 100 million in January this year. It says a lot. Among a large number of all sorts of features can provide support for limiting the maximum speed as the input and impact of files, respectively. With these restrictions may be introduced on the time of day, such as during the day you need the channel more than in the evening. That's all you can specify in the settings, and each file on the upload speed you can customize. uTorrent can configure caching of files on your hard drive. Of course, there are DHT and peer exchange support for the exchange of information on lists of participants in the system. There is also supersede registered mode, which is a special mode returns. The popular tool Windows Win 10 Tweaker Pro configuration is updated to version 14.0. Very functional utility, it is really cool, works on Windows 7 and above, allows one-click turn off all track types for you. You can easily clean the system of any debris, will be able to fully customize their desires contacts menu, can make the system optimization, change the startup parameters. Note that the left will be the items menu, choose the right get the result, ticked off, we'd get the effect. Everywhere there are hints if you do not understand, which means one or the other option, you can learn more. Powerful text editor Notepad++ has been updated to version 7.6.4 final. The editor has a fairly impressive array of features, the main difference, a small consumption of your CPU resources, and the maximum number of possibilities. It is worth noting the possibility to highlight text editor and collapse it into blocks. It is possible to perform according to the syntax of a programming language. Notepad allows its users to define the syntax of the desired language, and the backlight mode of course can be customized to suit your preferences. The editor can also view multiple documents, each of which can be edited separately. And Notepad can be viewed in two different windows of the same document and edited as separate from each other. Powerful utility to optimize and clean the Wise Registry Cleaner Pro Registry is updated to version 10.1.6.677. The light went out, a great program for working with the registry, or rather to clean it from the different types of garbage. After starting the application with great joy will complete registry scan and find it all incorrect or simply outdated information. After you will have to remove it, in consequence of that system must operate reliability and stability. Of course, after the completion of the scanning process, each found the problem to be painted, so you can find out what exactly the case and has to decide to remove it or leave. In general, on each issue you'll be able to make a decision, and can automatically mark all and trust program. Wise Registry Cleaner, any changes to the registry saves, that is if you do not like the result, for various reasons, you can return all the problems on the spot, so worry about this point is not necessary. I want to highlight a nice user interface, it looks pretty stylish, all very neat and clear. Codec Pack K-Lite Codec Pack has been updated to version 14.8.1. Here is one of the most complete collection of codecs, filters and a variety of additional tools that are associated with all components in the presented package. Filters and codecs needed for normal encoding and decoding of video and audio formats, respectively. After you install this codec pack you will be able to fully view and listen to almost all available in nature formats. Note here on some detail, the developers write that their package is different from all others in that the codecs included in the composition will not interfere with each other, as K-Lite codec pack is easy to install and remove, you can select only the components you need, and it is these advantages make this assembly so popular. Database administration software Razor SQL data is updated to version 8.2.5. Razor SQL, a powerful tool for database administration, can work with SQL queries, can just browse the database, and may edit them. Any database is now under your control. In the screenshot you can clearly see with what basis this software can work. You just from the list you want to select the desired, then specify the necessary data for connection, namely username, password, host, and the other. Then connect the program and display your table, which is already immediately you can start working. It's really very convenient. The abundance of possibilities can simply send the user to a screeching halt, while, on the other hand, a simple user and will not connect to the database, and the average level of the person is able to understand the main points. Once you have gained access to the database, popular remote administration tool TeamViewer updated to version 14.1.18533. Released latest version of the excellent and best known program to connect to a remote computer. After starting you will be given ID and password, you give these data to the user, which must be connected to you, after waiting for messages that you are trying to connect to allow access, and now another user can control your computer. TeamViewer has 3 modes of operation. For example, you can give full access to the management desk, you can select a specific application, in which the other user will be able to work, and you will be able to communicate to each other the necessary data. The interface is really as simple as possible, as you can see from the first screenshot of the main window. You can watch as the ID, and a field where you want to enter the data of those who to connect. Information and Diagnostic Program AIDA64 Extreme updated to version 5.99.4900. The new version of the wonderful program, whose main purpose is to test almost any components of your PC, which in turn of course must be running the Windows operating system, and you can get as much information about the hardware and software of the system. The interface is clear immediately after the start, the left front of the tree menu. Simply switch on the components and obtain the result. Google Chrome popular browser updated to version 72.0.3626.121 stable. This is a new version of an excellent program with which you can completely comfortable browse the internet, and get all the necessary tools. Google Chrome also quickly establishes editions, which a great many on a special website, everyone can find for himself something interesting. Google Chrome works with the latest web standards, it is perfectly displays the page, you can manage tabs and bookmarks, to conduct data synchronization, and each tab is a separate process of addition in the system that you will be able to complete, without causing harm to this whole program. Google Chrome is very secure, a lot of advantages. Memtest86 utility for testing memory is updated to version 8.1. Memtest86 is a highly effective test for the RAM, which easily will allow the work to determine the error in the various configurations. During the long years of the program is fully proved the truth of his testimony. Can run virtually any of bootable media, it supports almost all types of memory, and, accordingly, a platform for them. Features Memtest86. Supports 13 different memory test algorithms. Supports DDR4, DDR3 and DDR2 RAM. Supports XMP, memory performance profiles. Supports FE, a new graphical standard for BIOS. Starting with version 5, Memtest86 supports x64. Supports ECC RAM, memory error correction. Supports secure boot. It has a graphical interface, supports mouse and recording the results on disk. Memtest86 is a standalone program that does not require for its operation have installed the operating system. Also, it does not matter what operating system you are running, Windows, Linux, Mac. However, to create a boot disk, floppy disk or USB drive, you must use Windows, Linux or Mac. ABAI FineReader OCR software is updated to version 14.0.107.232. ABAI FineReader 14, a universal solution for working with paper and PDF documents, which allows managers to escape from daily routine tasks, increasing business efficiency. ABAI FineReader 14 offers a wide range of features in one program, combining leading ABAI OCR recognition technology and the right tools to work with different types of PDF. You can create, edit, align, compare, and protect documents and convert them to editable formats. This is a program for individual use in homes and offices, which will help achieve the following objectives. Make changes to paper documents without retyping and formatting, to create electronic documents from paper. Converted into editable documents look bad quality, photographed by a camera phone, faxed, etc. Recognize and handle documents with complex formatting, a multi-level content, illustrations, tables, magazine pages, price lists, reports, etc. Scan MOCR documents for inclusion in an electronic archive with a search on the text. Popular browser Mozilla Firefox Quantum updated to version 66.0b14. Mozilla Firefox, one of the most popular browsers in the world, is fast working both during loading web pages, and when looking at bookmarks and history. Developed based on the engine, and Mozilla allows you to view all web pages in one window Negovklidichnym. It has many useful options, including the ability to significantly enhance through a huge number of plugins. Distinctive features of Firefox, job security and unprecedented flexibility in customizing. Firefox allows you to serve faster, safer, and much more effectively. Already more than 40 million users have chosen it as their regular browser. In Firefox is a function import favorites and installations of Opera, so you will not have to reconfigure everything, and just download and you can already feel the charm of the browser. Extends this wonderful web browser for free. A popular file manager Total Commander has been updated to version 9.22 RC2. Total Commander is the most powerful and stable file manager for Windows with intuitive user interface. Total Commander has continued the good tradition of two-panel file manager, but differs in increased convenience and functionality, supports BlueJeans, has many built-in useful tools. The program includes functionalities for multimedia and graphics files, unpacking archives. The client allows to download or upload files to multiple streams. There are also many other functions necessary for effective work with files.